Hey y'all, welcome to the 50th 50 episode of the Philadelphia Millennial podcast. I just want to thank all of my listeners, subscribers, people that only listen to like the first couple minutes because y'all still count for my views. Just thank all of y'all for rocking with me for the past 3 years as I've journeyed through podcasting, as I've switched formats, styles, taken hiatuses without any announcements, recorded from my phone, recorded at Temple, recorded back on my computer. I just thank all of y'all for rocking with me. So today is my birthday episode, but it's not my birthday. And I have I have some of my favorite. I'm really biased. If you've been listening long enough, I am biased to the people that I know, love, trust, and like. And those are usually the people that are on my podcast. And now I'm actually have gathered some of my favorite interviewees and episodes and people that are just impactful. No shade to all the other people that I have interviewed, but these are the cream of the crop. Some people with the highest episode listens, views, and I just wanted to get a mixture of people. So we got some people into fashion, we have people into therapy, people into real estate, food, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we're just gonna have a little discussion, kind of check in to see how everybody's doing. Let them tell you all the great things that they're doing, and I got a couple questions up my sleeve to ask, and that's it. So I would like to introduce everybody I have, and I guess I'll start to my left, my good girlfriend, Melanie Robbins, who is a buyer in her daytime job. She said we're not going to talk about her job, and you're not getting a discount, so it's really no need for us to even mention it. But she is y'all so funny. She is the owner of the Glam Stash, which just specializes in some dope shoes for women. By the time y'all watching this, she'll probably having another sale on going on, so make sure you sign up for her newsletter and all that good stuff to stay connected and locked in. Then to the right of me, I have my good friend Michelle Williams, also known as the Queer Black Therapist on Instagram and Therapy to T. She is just out here saving Black people. Like I told her the other day, like, sis, you save lives. Like, let's be real. Michelle is a graduate of the Xavier University of Louisiana. Shout out to all the HBCUs. And she's just dope. Period. Then I go next right under her. It says iPhone user. She the only one that got to be difficult and special. Uh, but my good, one of my actually best, closest friends, Danisha Jackson, who always got a daytime grind going on, but sis be hustling afterwards. She is the owner of Lucky Brand Accessories, which is another dope brand. She has a real good eye for just fashion and pulling things together, accessories. So we got her here. Then beside her, we had, well, she's a graduate of Hampton University. How I dare not shout out the most illustrious university on this planet. Next, we have another Hampton grad. I told you I'm partial to all the things I like. Mr. Ivan Bradley, who is a buyer for another street brand, Urban Clothing Company. He has recently relocated, so because y'all know, first of all, I got that from y'all. Y'all are the ones that told me that that's how they say it, urban. For the blacks. For the blacks. Ivan is a buyer, but he also has a great how can I put this? I guess ear for music. I don't want to shout. I mean, it is ear style, but the new website is I am K Brad. And he is just you need okay. This is gonna sound crazy, but you know how sometimes you put your phone on shuffle, and sometimes the songs match your mood, and then sometimes they don't. Bypass all of that. Go download some of his playlists. Every mood, every feeling, almost every verses. But he has definitely held us down this quarantine with curating music. So shout out to my good brother Ivan. Then we have Mr. Isaiah, also known as Zay Cleckley, who actually started off as one of my clients when he was about 20 years old. Yeah, you were 20 back in the day when I was financial coaching. So this was literally 2015. 15, 16 about when I met him. He is an incredible young man. He has rolled with the punches, dibbles in a little bit of real estate. Now he's dibbling in some dip. So get with him for all your dip needs. Buffalo chicken dip, cheesesteak. He really been doing this thing, and I'm always proud of him. Last but certainly not least, Mr. Ray. I'm gonna call you by full name, Ray Vine Hill. Me and Ray actually went to high school together for 1 year. And just certain people you just meet, you just know that you're supposed to be connected with. I was a year older than him. He was only at the school for a year. I should have only been at the school for a year, but that's neither here nor there. And we just always used to run into each other and just always built a relationship. Looked out for one another, always checked in. So he's actually from Philadelphia, but he is currently in LA. And he's doing a lot of things from printing, embroidery, Photoshop. Not Photoshop. He has a photo. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess that is all. But he also has a great eye for style and is super, super creative and is good at bringing things and people together. So he will tell you a little bit more about what he does later. So one, I just want to say 2020 was a shit show. I'm not even going to be I ain't even gonna be shy about it. Though it was a shit show, it was still good. There were still some positive highlights for people. People started businesses, expanded their businesses, children were still born, people still got married, my friends made money. God has really been good and showing out, and economically my people have for the most part been good. So that's just a blessing within itself. But I want to ask all of these smart, beautiful people, what was one thing that 2020 has taught you this year? So we can go in order, or y'all can just go ahead if you feel led by the spirit.
You know what? I'm gonna speak because I can't see y'all because I'm on the phone, so I only see you. So I don't know
Okay.
anything about the order. So I'm gonna just
Okay.
speak first. But 2020, honestly, I always tell people, of course, there's a lot of unfortunate events. People have lost family members and lost jobs. But what I will say is one thing 2020 just taught me was just the importance of just self and like having the least amount. Like really it taught us how to all just live a simpler life. Like, you didn't need to travel a million places, you didn't need to buy a million things, you didn't have to go out every weekend. And it was just really like finding yourself and like being okay with being by yourself and enjoying your own company and enjoying, the things that you did have. Like, some of us were furloughed, some of us had, just, cut expenses because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But it just really taught us that like life is just so simple. Like it doesn't have to be so complicated, it doesn't have to be led by materialistic things. And I just enjoy a lot of time to self-reflect and really tap back into a lot of creative things that I put on hold because I just been hustling, working. And this year really gave me time to really sit with myself, grow as an individual, but also tap back into just my younger self when I was just, everything felt limitless and I had time to be, the most creative I've ever been. And I taught myself a lot of new things through this quarantine. So like, there were some bad things about it, but I also appreciate the time, that, forced me to sit with myself and forced me to work on myself and feed my creative side.
I agree with Ivan. Honestly, Imani, one thing that you talk about all the time is pivoting, and 2020 taught me how to pivot. I had to pivot. I felt like I had it figured out. I knew what I was going into 2020 with, and then the pandemic happened, and I was just like, wait a minute. And instead of panicking, I learned to pivot to based off of what's going on. I never thought that I would be selling slippers as a part of my business, and everybody was in a house. I have a shoe business, and I was like, you can't have slippers without having cozy outfits to go with it because everybody's trapped in the house, but you want to look cute on Instagram still. So I ended up buying cozy sets and basically blew through them. So I just learned that you have to pivot to what's going on. Like if you truly are invested in your business and what's going on, like you got to pivot. And then I also learned time management. Being home and away from the office from my 9 to 5 has made me so much more money in my business. I learned to close the computer down and I'm done because I don't leave this house. In the bed that I'm sitting in right here, like I did a lot of work in here and I'm like, I need to manage my time with this job and manage the time with my business, manage the time with my family and my friends. So I learned that when that commute was done, I'm like, I don't have to get out and drive and go anywhere anymore. So at 5 o'clock on the dot, close the laptop up. I'm done with this. Like, I just learned to now like separate. I don't feel as stressed. I feel like I do what I need to do.
Mhm.
It will be there for me, waiting for me tomorrow. I'm not curing cancer unless it's coming to when it's and nothing is urgent unless it's involving my business or personal self reflection for me. So if 2020 didn't teach me anything, it was those two things: pivoting and time management.
Anybody
Yes,
else?
pivot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say
I guess I'll go
shameless.
next.
Hold on, real quick. Shameless plug. If you are an entrepreneur and you do not know how to pivot, and you like, I know I need to do something different, I just don't know what. Come holler at me. Like, we gonna talk. We gonna get it together. I've been toying around with doing a group coaching program. See, you can say things, but then when you say things in front of more than one person and they record it, you just putting it out there. So yeah, so if you need help pivoting, one, go indulge in all of my free content on my website, on my Instagram. I don't just make those posts for anything. And if you're really serious and need some one-on-one attention, you can go to my website /pivot to profit and check out my Pivot to Profit Accelerator program, and we can go from there. But go ahead, Niche. Y'all wasn't just gonna keep saying pivot on my platform and then me not plug my
Yes.
period. Okay, go ahead, boo boo.
Definitely 2020 was a sad year. I wasn't personally affected by it, but I had some loved ones that was, so it was really hard in the beginning. But it taught me how to be grateful for everything. And also to really think about the future and how to adapt to this once it happens again. So 2020 was a year for me, it was realigning my goals and like really pushing forward of the stuff that I already had going on in my life and just building a bigger brand for the future. So I'm definitely grateful for 2020. It was really hard, but I never missed a meal. I still was able to talk to my loved ones and just don't take life for granted. So, and even with my business, like how Mel was saying, how you didn't expect to be selling slippers. It's just like, y'all know how I am. I love being on the go. So even though I wasn't supposed to be traveling, I was out here. So it led me to think bigger with my business. Like, okay, you love traveling. You need to come out with a luggage line. It's part of accessories. So it's like it inspired me to think deeper for my business and just, the bigger picture.
I just be so touched by y'all. Seriously. Okay. All right. Anybody else want to share before I get too emotional with the first question? Ridiculous.
So, Monty,
Yes.
for as long as you know me, I've been pretty high strung. I was a part of that microwave, generation. Like I wanted it now, 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 now,
Mm-hmm.
like instant gratification. So 2020 taught me patience, if nothing else. Like I had no choice but to be patient. I had no choice but to sit down. And with me being in real estate, it was like I was coming into my second year. Like everything took a turn. I'm like, oh, the market is like is basically no market right now. So I really had to refocus, re-strategize, rethink some things. So yeah, the beginning of 2020 was definitely an adjustment period. As we're getting to like mid 2020, I started investing more though. Um, I flipped some money and made three businesses out of it. So now I don't work for anybody. I do real estate if I want to, not because I have to. Um, so I think that was just like patience. Like that was the biggest thing that I learned.
And how old are you, young boy?
I'm 25.
I said you was the youngest one on here. I think Ray, beside we all over 30 except for Ray. I think Ray will be 30 in February.
Oh no. I'm
Yeah.
29,
Oh yeah,
y'all.
and
Don't push 30
okay.
on me.
Oh, okay.
She said no, not yet.
Okay. All right.
I'll be
Okay.
30
Well, I
next
know-
I'm 30
month.
for 2 days, okay?
I know me, Mel, Shelly, and Ivan are 30, and my ass will be 31 by the time y'all see this.
The real
Listen,
grown
man.
and sexy. The real grown and sexy.
Yeah.
Okay, period.
30 sound good
Period.
though.
Yes, my old head. Like no.
30 sound good, man.
It's okay. Y'all know my friends Jamie and Jelon. Jamie used to always get mad because Jelon used to say that I was her old head, but me and Jamie are only like 6 months apart. So Jamie like, how is she your old head, but I'm not? And she like, well, we like a year and a half apart. Like me and Monty are solid 2 years apart. So she my old head. Ray and Shelly, y'all want to add anything about what y'all learned this year?
Definitely. 2020 really was, a hard year for a lot of people. And I feel like if you were blessed to be able to, make money and, to just be able to like still network and still have a meal, like that's super, like that's a blessing. You feel me? So for me, it was more like, and I never really tapped in this, but it was more like a mental awareness type thing because, me being from Philly, like being from the inner city, you see a lot of different things. And like me living out LA, I just hear about certain things now. I can't really like tap into how I used to. But for me, it was like understanding like, okay, you really have to be like mentally strong to be able to adapt to the environment around us. Like, a lot of things are changing. A lot of people were making money online. A lot of people were, just building businesses, building brands. And I feel like you could easily kind of just like lose yourself with all the technology, all the just like different transitions that was going on. So for me, 2020 definitely taught me to like just tap into your mental strength and just try to like be able to articulate that whatever you do is like if you're a creative, if you're a designer, really just go hard at it and just like pursue your dream, man. Like definitely just like be strong mentally.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Michelle, my belle. The resident therapist of the Philadelphia
resident
Millennial.
therapist. I like that.
Too. That's sounds more like God made me. The resident therapist of the Philadelphia Millennial podcast. Oh my
Wow,
God,
I like that.
Damn.
It has a ring to it. I like
I
that.
have a ring. I'm looking for my dry erase marker right now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, 2020 definitely. So I don't want to jump the gun, but it kind of goes into it. Like my word for 2020 was abundance. And like it shook me a little bit because I had an idea of what abundance was about to look like for the year. And I had to really pivot and adjust my thinking process for how I was conceptualizing the things around me. And so many people were hurting and I was feeling so helpless. And I'm like, how am I supposed to bring abundance into my practice? But like literally, I didn't even have to change my hours because everybody was working from home. So everybody had a lot more flexibility. So the people I couldn't typically see or treat were able to make it to their therapy sessions with the work from home thing. So I really was able to like grow my practice. I was able to see more people. I was able to connect and collaborate with a lot more of my like friends and their businesses. And then I was able to practice what I preach for real. Like I really had to like adjust my perspective the whole year, every single day, taking things literally moment by moment on some days. Like I couldn't even plan for the whole day. It was literally like, let's just get through this hour. So that I wouldn't get sucked into like the despair and the chaos and the injustices that was around me. So it definitely just taught me to every day, as often as I can, really check in with how I'm taking in the information around me. Because that was the only thing that really kept me alive last year.
Yeah, you gotta be your own filter sometimes. Like, okay, like this might be, my girlfriend might be able to talk about this and post this, but I can't. Yeah, no, not gonna work. Okay, those are very all insightful answers from all of you. So my next question is kind of, I'm gonna roll it into one because some of you already touched on it, but it's what is your biggest regret, really lesson that you have learned, or your most recent aha moment, or your most pivotal aha moment. I know some of you had touched on it in the beginning, but yeah, so if there's anything that you haven't mentioned that has been an aha or a big regret or lesson, let me know. Talk to me.
I guess I'll go first because I had a lot of aha moments, especially for 2021. Um, One of my aha moments was the 7 streams of income that's always popping up on my timeline, that's always popping up on Clubhouse, social media, everything. And it got me thinking a lot about what am I going to do for my 7 streams of income. So I kind of like during 2020, I feel like I worked out a lot. I just observed myself more to see what can I actually get paid for. I love working out. So, and this is just me, it's not in the works now, but this is just what I was thinking the whole time of my 7 streams of income. Like I want to be an accountability partner. I want to wake people up to get them to work out. I want to send motivational messages. I want to provide cute workout gear. So it's like I'm trying to do different brands that personally has to do with me because that's the only way it's really going to be effective. If I love it, it's not like I'm getting paid for it. I'm actually getting paid to what I love doing, working out, traveling, providing fashion. I'm in school right now for my master's in strategic leadership, and right now I'm in my entrepreneur classes. So it's like learning so much in these classes. I'm just trying to see how I can make income with the stuff that I'm learning and pull it out to my community, bring it out to my community.
Snap, snap, snap.
Yes. When you were speaking, it definitely the word app popped into my head. I don't know if that's on your spirit, but it is now. That word app came to my spirit. I'll go next. So one of the things that was like an aha moment, and it feels like it don't get it immediately, but what was the aha moment was the importance of systems. And I know you was talking about it, but the importance of systems, and it's like every time I put a new system in place, I just get so much lighter. Things just get so much more efficient. I get so much more done. And for me to be able to like track my dollars better, track my time better, like be more intentional with like learning the different systems that I'm signing up for, because like I'll download like an app that could truly change my life. But if I don't know how to work it, it's just gonna be another thing on my phone. So like truly taking that time to like learn the app so that I can use it to be another system. I really just it's a game changer. And now that it's finally resonated in my heart and not just intellectually, it's a wrap. Like I'm a big team for systems.
This was me holding the microphone over to you, like, tell them, tell them. But no, seriously, the acronym for systems is save yourself time, energy, and money. System. Save yourself time, energy, and money. They gonna get it one day. I know y'all believers, but all the other ones, they gonna get it. All right.
Pivoting in the systems. Pivoting in systems. We got 2 buzzwords hit already.
Like, seriously, because Black
Just coin them already. Why don't you?
Yeah, I'm really somebody want to chip in to pay for my trademarks because they're a little expensive. But yes, that's on my things to do this year. If you don't do what God tells you to do, don't ever think he won't give it to somebody else to do if you rest on your laurels. Stop playing with God. So when I first started this podcast 3 years ago, I think Niche was one of my first people I interviewed and took a hiatus. So then one day I was on iTunes on the podcast, and these little if anybody white is watching this, forgive me, don't be all sensitive and shit. These 2 little white boys took my name and had episodes up. Oh, baby, I've been rolling ever since. Like, I be damned. Had this little city hall with like green text. You can still see it up there, but my 49, almost 50 episodes have transcended. But yes, that is a lesson. And if you don't act on what God gives you, he will give it to somebody else. And that put fire under my butt, because it was just like, with these two little white, and they weren't even technically millennials. They were Generation Z. So it was just like, you've got to go. But yes, just putting it out there. So anybody else got some aha, regrets, lessons, pivotal moments that they would like to share?
Yeah,
I could share one minute. Oh, my fault.
You sure?
No, go ahead. I'll go after you.
I was just want to say that for me, one of the aha moments for me this year has literally been like knowing your value too. So it's been a struggle still working a full-time job that I know that I'm good at, and that I know that I'm a person there that is of value on the team. I know the value I bring, but I also know that I have my own brand at home. I went in knowing that I'm supposed to get like a bonus and there's supposed to be extra money that comes. So in my mind, I'm like planning for that money when this pandemic happened. And I was just like, wait a minute, like this extra money is what I use to pour into my business. And I feel like God was telling me, hey girl, stop counting on money that those people may not give you. Go out and get it regardless. So I just kept saying, you know what? I don't even care about that bonus money right now. I'm not going to stop my business. Like there was a time where I was just like, I don't know if I even have enough to even push forward the way I want to. And God just pushed me and I went harder. And I was like, I don't know where that money was coming from, y'all. I don't know how it was just flowing to me, but it was happening. It felt like as soon as I released the idea of believing that this job was going to be my silent partner, I was able to still keep going. It was like the money was just pouring in. And I was like, this is like the biggest blessing ever. I was like, 2020 sucks, but I was like, I'm learning that like, I don't have to depend on this job only. Like there's a way to get it. If you want it to happen, like it will happen. Like if you trust God, like and keep walking in where he's directing you, like it'll occur. Like I just had to really like share that because I couldn't believe this whole year how things still just kept going when I was looking around and seeing that it wasn't happening that way for everybody. And I feel like it was a mindset thing, which I learned too. Like the more people I talk to, and I'm like, when you hear a person's mindset, I'm like, I see why you've pressed forward and you didn't let anything stop you because like your mindset. So I had to like adopt that same thing. Like, where's my mind at today? Because am I going to wake up today and make some money or share somebody else's business to help them propel forward? Or am I going to sit here and be sad and try to figure out like how I can move forward or not?
Definitely no. Like literally, that was a great statement. Like literally piggybacking off of that. I think the biggest aha moment for me was just realizing how much of a leader I was, and how much, being a leader is levels each day. Like, even I think someone mentioned like every hour, like you can learn something new. Like, what I'm saying? So like, I have a studio in downtown LA, and I had two partners, and sometimes when you're working with different people, it doesn't really work out like that. But at the same time, when I was more experienced in, like I said, cut and sew, production, printing and things like that. And I think that, sometimes we want to, as a leader, we want to kind of, be able to delegate certain things to different people. And for me, I think the aha moment was that sometimes you can do things by yourself, but you do need a team, and that a lot of times we can do things by ourselves, and that we don't really need the people that we think that we need. Sometimes people come and go, but that biggest aha moment for me was literally like a situation happened where we have 3 studios. Two of them, the leases were in my name. And they literally like just left me with the studios, like with the responsibilities of the clients, the debts and everything like that. And I was kind of just like, damn, like, how am I going to, pay for the rent? How am I going to pay for like the inventory, our wholesale blinks and everything like that? And for me, the faith that I had in myself was like bigger than anything, right? Because like you said, like money was just coming in from nowhere. I had someone to rent out, the second studio, which helped out the rent a lot. And it just kind of came from just having that leadership quality and having that faith in yourself and believing in yourself. Like, okay, not saying like I don't really need a team, but if I just believe more in myself, then anything is possible. So that aha moment was definitely like, okay, like just go a little bit harder. Like each day is a new level, and just keep fighting.
That was beautiful. I'm
Y'all
glad
better
it all worked out.
damn, come on. Come
You can tell
on.
that, like, granted, that resonated with everybody, but I know why it
Thank you.
resonated with Mel and Ivan. They was the first two, like, yeah.
Thank you, man. For real. For real.
Well,
Thank you.
I do have one regret. I have
Okay,
one regret.
let's talk about it.
We are all hustlers. We all we are hardworking people. We have our mind. We are very goal focused. We see big things for ourselves. Others see big things for us. I regret using time and not getting more rest. I think rest is so important, and it's something I preach all the time because and I'll definitely connect with Ray after this call. But I work with a lot of young black business like brand owners and things to bring them into our stores and stuff like that. And I see so many of these guys like just overwork themselves. And I always tell them like, you never sit back. And this is just outside of that. Like we never sit back and we never congratulate ourselves on every small win because we're always so focused on what's next, this next goal that we have our mind to, that we never just sit, appreciate where we are. We always feel like we're not doing anything, and everybody else is looking at us like, oh my God, like you are killing it, but we don't see that because we are so hard on ourselves. We have a lot of expectations for ourselves, but we do need to celebrate ourselves and we need to rest. And I do regret like knowing the time I was furloughed during this for like a month or two. I don't know. It flew by. Now I'm back working like a slave. And I just wish that, in that time, I didn't get into desperation mode, but like I said, my creativity was like fueled to a new level where I taught myself how to video edit on Final Cut Pro. Everything was moving virtual. So my parents are in like Masonic organizations and things, and they had all of their like virtual events. I was producing all that. I'm still am. I have to tell people, no, I can't. I do a lot, but it's so important. I think not always want to preach this. Anytime I can get in front of people who I know are working hard and like it's great. We have to work hard, but we also have to take the time to rest and make sure our mental and our physical as well. For us to be our best in our businesses and things. So I just wanted to add that because I wish I took more time in that small break to really rest instead of teaching myself how to cut my hair, how to video edit. I redesigned my website. I redesigned my personal web. Like I just was doing everything because I just felt like, I can't just sit around and not do nothing. Right. But it's so important to get that rest. And that's one thing I do regret is that I didn't really just take a break and just do nothing for a little bit.
That is and that's really like, and this part is not even like a shameless plug part, but this is really like why I do what I do for entrepreneurs, because Black people just in general, we are the kings and queens of making literally nothing, something out of nothing, like nothingness. Like Black people are literally the kings and queens of making everything appear out of thin air. And I think with that, we take a lot of the things for granted. Like you said, we don't rest. We feel like Ray says, that we have to do it all, or that we have to depend on. It's like a thin line between knowing who to rely on and knowing when to rely on yourself. And then a lot of the times with entrepreneurs, we just get so caught up. And I said this on my Insta story last week, that I literally get so caught up in where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do and what I don't have, that I forget everything that I've overcome, everything that I do have, that literally the life that I'm living right now is like the life that I prayed about, as far as the mental, physical clarity and just direction. So we have to learn to stop and smell the flowers more. However, that takes a lot of undoing and unlearning and relearning, because Black people, as long as we have been in this country, have never really had the luxury of stopping and smelling the flowers. We was picking the cotton and cooking and breastfeeding their babies and shit. Sorry, don't get me started.
So real quick, Monty, real quick. First of all, I want to thank you for this podcast today, because the atmosphere is amazing. Like I feel God all through the atmosphere on a Sunday, nonetheless. So, for me, these aha moments have actually been testimonies for each and every one of us. And so I'm going to, share my aha moment, which is actually more like a testimony on how Dip Up came to be. So I've actually been making, buffalo chicken dip for like 3 years. And every time somebody would try it, they'd be like, yo, it's the best.
Zay, You stopped. We can't hear you. Oh no. Come back.
Money, I'm sorry. Sorry, Money. I just have a client. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah,
In
you
like
good.
2 minutes.
You
I'm so
good.
sorry,
Because
y'all.
the money
I'm
don't
sorry.
stop.
Talking about working, talking about resting. I'm
we
literally
good.
right here with the. I'm sorry.
I'm
I'll be
back.
right back, y'all.
We'll be here when
I love
you
this,
get
y'all.
back. When you do
I'm
you
back.
It'll be like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you good. You
Thank
good.
you.
You good.
So wait. What's the last part y'all heard?
Hello, my friend.
You got to the
You
first.
said
That you've been,
everybody said the best buffalo chicken dip that they ever had.
Okay.
And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
what I heard.
So yeah, everybody will always say that, but my thought never went to monetize. So the way it came to be, like I want to say December 6th, I had made a pan for my best friend for a surprise party, and I put it up on Instagram. So my other friend commented like, "Oh, you selling dip?" I'm like, "No," but then I thought about it, like, but I can. Now, people don't look at me and realize that I don't like the spotlight. Like, I don't like to put myself out there because I'm actually really afraid of rejection. But as a kid growing up, your parents or your grandparents always say, try God. Well, I think in this instance, God tried me because I just went out on faith and I just threw up the post and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make buffalo chicken dip for y'all this week and I'm taking pre-orders. Now, for like the first about half an hour,
Crickets.
it was crickets. But by the end of my pre-orders, I had 40 orders.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, like it's a difference when somebody be telling you something or you brought up in church and you learn all these sayings and things until it actually happens. You like, oh, that's what they mean by having faith of a mustard seed or by trying God and watch what he can do. So yeah, that was definitely my aha moment, and it definitely gave me a lot more faith in my abilities and my creativity, and in my self value and my worth.
Wow, I almost started tapping the mic. I was like, this ain't even Clubhouse.
Look, here go the mic down there.
Wait.
This too much. I'm a Cancer. I'm emotional, and this is just so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. I love seeing Black people win.
This.
No, this is a great platform. This is church right here. You mean?
I'm trying to lead more into that because I have realized that I am really good at bringing together some amazing people. That's what
you gotta host the entrepreneur link up.
Good idea, Niche. Good idea.
Entrepreneur link up.
I was thinking link up and then we can have his buffalo chicken dip for everybody on this call so we can taste it.
Please.
Come on.
So,
I'll bring it all.
I'll bring your playlist playing. Yeah. We can get Ray to send some shirts from LA. Okay, yes. We she gonna keep us. The therapist gonna keep us all right because we all blessed, but y'all all crazy.
We need some therapy.
Okay, we gonna have some accessories. We gonna have some shoes,
some slippers. Keep it nice and cold.
Handbags, sunglasses. Get it popping in the house. Stay fly in the house.
Love it. I love it here. That is amazing, Isaiah. And I've seen everybody's growth and transformation, but you're the youngest one on here, and I met you at a very pivotal time when you were just like, I want it now. Like, he was in my office like, well, I'm trying to be a millionaire by next year. Like, so can you help me? And I'm like, whoa, bro. Whoa. Yes. And I even remember he wanted, and I hope you still have a dream of an airport or an airline or something. I'm sure some airlines, some planes going to be going off for real cheap. So that was the best financial coach.
I'm trying to fly black. I want everything black. Do it. I'll be your first customer.
Yeah, everything black.
So with that, as I've gotten older, I've gotten into a more I'm way more humble, way more calm now. So it's not saying that I don't want all of those things, but it's letting myself know that I'm still successful without them. Like, I don't have to, that doesn't have to be my peak of successfulness, like.
Go ahead, young bull.
I've definitely come down, I've come to earth.
You put me on a PJ then, because I don't gotta fly airline. I'll just fly you. I'll use PJs. I'm gonna be a millionaire too. So
We can do a PJ.
You might just need
I get first membership.
You might just need to pivot. This might not be a little soul planish. It might be, for all Black entrepreneurs.
Please, okay,
birthday,
because we'll do discounts.
my birthday
We
week,
got the money.
I'm trying to get all my girls on the PJ to go out LA. See, that's how I know.
Well, since y'all just put it in the atmosphere, God gonna work it out. How about that?
Oh yeah, because He know all of us.
Absolutely.
We can get a prayer through. You're on the line with people that know how to get a prayer through. Okay. Hey yo, big guy. I know you see all of this.
Love it. What's
up? So I want to interject real quick. If you're like, okay, Imani, well, I want to know what episodes these great people were on so I can hear more about them. So I've gone and I've gone through. So like I said, Stewart-Jackson of Lucky Box Accessories, she was on season 1, episode 5, and it's how to start a business while you're working at your 9 to 5. I said that's our corporate hustlers.
Yes.
Then we have Isaiah, also known as Zay, with Millennial Home Buying, part 1. Never did a part 2. That was season 2, episode 3. And then things got a little blurry. So Ray Vine was on. Ray, you don't have to come back in. I'm just shouting you out so people can know where to find your episode. He was actually the last episode I recorded before quarantine at Temple in grad school. Got to get my alumni ID so when things open back up, I can go back there and record for the free. So his and then I stopped getting real good with labeling episodes, but his was from February of 2020. Michelle's was from 2020. She was a quarantine episode, and then I did a joint episode with Isaiah. I'm looking at Isaiah, thinking of Ivan, Melanie, and Danisha, which is it's not. I have the video, but the video is not published because we were ratchet that day. As far as
I was on here.
Yeah, it was the 3 of us, 4 of us, right?
No, it was just me and it was just
no.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm like
quarantine is blurry. No judgment.
I was like, dang, Lucky was
on here.
Lucky's face. She said,
"I'm you."
Yeah.
Swore you were on.
No, it was just us. It was just me and Melanie because we found a joint picture of us that we used.
Yeah,
that is right.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just getting it confused because all 4 of us are in a group chat together. Some of y'all not going to see it because it was about what Gilly and them say, $1 million worth of game. It's about $1 million worth of game that y'all can't have yet. But really, Black entrepreneurs, get into protecting your intellectual property. Just know that that's why it was edited, because we are protecting our intellectual property. Because that's how these, not just white people, but people that are really wealthy, they create something and then they create the licenses for it. Adobe, they created Photoshop one time and then just updated it, and now they sell it to everybody. Protect your intellectual property like we are. Okay. That was good. That was a good sidetrack. So yeah, yo, that's where you can find all their episodes at. Like, subscribe to the podcast. They all up there. Okay. So anybody else? Did everybody share their pivotal aha moments that they wanted to share? Okay.
I do have one more aha moment. So I even said earlier about touching into the younger you, like, your dreams and goals of when you were younger. And then with Isaiah, kind of putting the airline on hold, I just wanted to send you encouragement words and just tell you to, I think you should move forward with that. That's a great idea. I always wanted to have a shopping center with all Black businesses, and I think about that every day. So it's like, I'm not like,
still possible.
It's like, it's possible, even though I'm not thinking about it now. It's like the vision is already there. And as long as you keep thinking about it, writing stuff down, it's gonna happen. Just stay consistent with that dream. Make it into a reality because you can do it.
Amen. Amen. I appreciate that.
You know, you are outdoing
I'm
yourself.
saying we gotta break these generational wealth.
Yes,
we
we
need
do.
generational wealth. I don't want my kids working.
And break these curses.
Yes.
Okay, because you know we come with the shit.
Yeah, and I'm expensive too, y'all. So
Woo!
Build wealth. I'm not here to get rich. I'm trying to build wealth.
I'm trying to
But no,
build
seriously,
wealth for my family.
normalize Black women in luxury.
Yeah.
Period.
Black women are luxury.
Yeah.
We're not in it.
Black women are luxury.
That was it for me. That was it for me.
If y'all see me in my 9 to 5, that's my energy in every meeting. Excuse me, I am the culture. I am luxury.
Ooh, say that.
Please don't ever question me. You the one that got to figure it out. You bought the life.
Okay.
I
Time
like
to
her
join the
energy.
Black History 365.
Hello? Hello?
Presented by McDonald's.
I can't.
Ivan, come
I'm
on.
just outdone with
You could
y'all.
at least say Chick-fil-A.
Y'all know Black people love chicken.
This is
Black
the
women
50th
are
episode,
luxury.
okay? It don't get no
You're
better
right.
than
This
this.
is the
It
episode.
don't get no better than this.
Y'all are really outdoing yourselves, and I'm not just saying that because I know y'all. Dang, like
Monty, I definitely want to just thank you because you know you're definitely one of my favorite people. So I definitely want to thank you for having us all on this call, man. Like this was definitely like a dope, experience, and I appreciate you for sure.
thanks. I appreciate all y'all's love and support because y'all all know entrepreneurship can beat the hell out of you. And just knowing that I have a group of people that I can literally call on and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do at this time. Here's the link. And knowing that y'all showing up and showing out, it just means more than I could probably ever put into words. So I see y'all and I love y'all just how y'all see me and y'all love me.
I just had to, get that out real quick.
I appreciate it. I'm not the detached Aquarius everybody tries to make me out to be. I do have feelings. They just be buried. And not for everybody, because okay, sorry. So everybody got out they pivotal moments. So we're going to our closing segment. So it's a couple things we're going to do. But since this is my birthday segment, I want to hear everybody's favorite memory of me or a time we spent together or something just funny or outrageous or just something memorable about our friendship.
I'll go first. Okay. Okay, guys.
The fact that Mel is already cracking up, I'm hollering.
Wait, who's going?
You might have to go, Lucky, because Melanie's gonna laugh for like 20 minutes straight.
Okay.
So Lucky, please go first because Imani know how we first met, so she know that's what I'm about to share.
I can't even say how me and no, I can't say how we first met, but we had a lot of funny moments. I knew her since I was a child, so I'm gonna touch on the last moment we had, which was Sunday, but no, it was Tuesday. This Tuesday when I experienced her master pivot class. That was really, 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 really nice. I loved everything about it, the information she gave me. And I feel like me and Mani always be laughing because I be having my earhead moments. And she told me that she recommended this lady for motivational purposes. So I'm all hyped, like, oh, Leah Nicole, you said it was Leah Nicole, right? And she like, no. Like I know she probably was like, I never even said their name. So,
yes, it was Lisa Nichols. And the funniest thing about Niche is Niche be so serious. Like, so you in her mind,
she'll be dead serious.
I be dead serious. Like that's her
literally dead serious.
And she know it was a voice. Me and Niche talk a lot with voice memos because we be having a lot to say and don't feel like texting it. Like, so she was like, all right, yeah, and I'm gonna look up the video from whatever name she said. That's her, right? No. I don't know who you talking about, but her name is Lisa Nichols.
Yeah, so that was our last funny moment.
Yeah, we always do have funny moments. But I was destined to be friends with all of y'all, but how I met her was just by sheer accident. I used to work at a photography studio that was my uncle's, and when I was actually still at school, she came in to get her graduation pictures done, and my uncle is really big on like education, and all the seniors that used to come into his studio, he would ask like, okay, so what's your plan for next year, what school? And she said, oh yeah, I'm going to Hampton. And my uncle and the guy that worked there were like, oh, you have got to meet Imani. And that was literally like, that was it. We met, and we have literally been like this since day one. And then we got the same last name, Jackson.
So everybody really think we're related.
We had some people at Hampton thinking that we were related up until the time I graduated. Like up to graduation weekend, people were asking her when her parents were coming.
Oh wait, no, I do have a funny moment real quick. She signed me out. So we had curfew at Hampton. She signed me out for the weekend so I can stay with her. And then my mom came the weekend after, and they was like, oh, you just signed out last weekend. And my mom was just looking at me like, what? And it was Imani that signed me out. So I was so happy about that. But I got in trouble the next weekend.
Yeah, but you know, you in the family when her mother let you drive her car in the across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel while she sleep in the back seat. I'm in there like somewhere, period.
Right, family forever. Happy birthday, sis.
Thank you.
I'm gonna continue on with the Hampton vibes, so we can close this chapter. So no, I know Imani from going to him, but like what's funny, a lot of people in the chat actually we all connected multiple ways. So one, we both go to E9 when I'm in Philly, and then we're from Philly, and then she went to McDevitt. So my cousin actually freshman year homecoming, my cousin was down there and she was like, how you know Marquise? And I'm like, Marquise, how you know Imani? And he's like, oh, we went to McDevitt together, whatever. So but I mean, like Lucky said, we just got, I mean, there's no moment where we're not laughing. Like everything is funny to almost everybody in the chat probably that I know. Everything is funny. We will make anything funny, which is why I think like even stuff like 2020, what's going on doesn't really kill me to the core because I'm going to laugh and then I'm gonna find a way to smile on me. While I'm smiling. Shout out Sensei Janae. But I mean, it's real. It's like, we're gonna go through shit, but we gotta persevere, we gotta laugh, and because you're gonna always look back, even on your toughest moments, you're gonna remember good memories through those moments. Like, me, Mel, we got some tough moments, but we still got a lot of great memories connected to a lot of people in this chat. But I mean, we just had so many great moments in college, and then even after college, we got even closer because then we went back to Philly, and we spent a lot of time together at church and everything. But one of the just best things is, I mean, I can't say half the shit because I'm gonna end up slipping saying somebody's name, something. But
right.
But the thing about Imani is just what I just love that Imani is like, she embodies like, anybody knows me knows I have strong personalities as friends. Like I don't have weak people around me. Like I just don't. Everybody is a very strong personality in their own way. Some people are like just crazy. Some people are like just strong and confident, but it's a lot of strong personalities. And that's one thing that I just loved about Imani. It was just like, knowing Imani is just like, people knew like that's the Philly chick because Imani she just carried herself. Like she wasn't taking no BS. She wasn't taking no shit. And like, but she's there for a good time, but just, she ain't taking no shit. But Imani got plenty of stories, and we're not gonna get into those stories.
No, we're not.
But also, not only happy birthday to Imani, but she's also the only person I know who like dead ass celebrates her half birthday, and you have to show up. And it's a production. It's like really a thing. Like I don't even know my half birthday, but Imani, I have pictures of her with like the 0.5 sign. People driving from New York for Imani's half birthday. Like it's a real thing. So the birthday is special. But the half birthday is like important too, so make sure y'all celebrate that too.
I'll see y'all in August.
Wait, I gotta piggyback off Ivan because it's a perfect segue. So, of course, I started off being your client and slowly but surely turned into your little brother. And we would joke, we would bust it up, but I think like the best memories I have of you is nobody else will check me the way you do. Like, I'll be like, wait, we was just joking. Like, no, like once I forgot what we were talking about one time, but I had used a word, and he was like, "What do you mean by that?" wait, what? She's like, he was like, well, then don't say it because there's a very negative connotation. First of all, I had to go look up connotation after that. I'm like, what? Wait, what happened? So yeah, like nobody will check me the way you do, and I appreciate it because yeah.
Cause ain't nobody gonna love my people the way I love them. Like that's the both. Like yeah, I might make you mad because I could be a little bit, a little edgy sometimes, and I'm working on it because sometimes it does need to be toned down, and the energy is not, always not welcome. But sometimes it's just like, girl, like don't be so offended. Like it wasn't even that deep. But the person I'm seeing right now is helping me get that. So if he's watching this, shout out to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Exclusive.
Everybody had to come on mute for that.
So, Imani, the question's turned to you. Let's talk about who you're talking to. How long have you been talking to this person? No, I'm just joking. We can get back to the program.
I'm like, Ivan, just know he's a black man, and the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Okay.
That's the dizzle. He been around since 2020. Stop acting like 2020 just wasn't 31 days ago. He could have been around for 35. It hasn't been, but I want to stop and interject real quick. When Ivan started saying started thinking about something, I started laughing. It was this one time, I ain't gonna name no names. We were going from downtown Philadelphia. It was about 8 cars of us. And we damn near ended up in Virginia. It took us so long to get from Philly to Delaware, downtown Philadelphia to Delaware County, that me, Nish, and Ivan was just ready.
That was really funny.
And Lucky calls my phone and said, "Are we going to Virginia?" Because she was following my car.
Too far.
It was big.
That was a felt mission.
Melanie, now that you are done laughing or have contained your laughter, go ahead and share your most fond memory of us.
Okay, so I met Imani through Ivan and Lucky as well. And like I just been in love with them ever since. We just never parted ways. And I've just built my own personal relationships with them outside of Ivan. My first experience with Imani, when I tell you we laughed, we didn't even know each other and we were just laughing. We were at someone's house, a friend's house, and we were in the corner. And I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all even know what was going on. I just know that she was seeing me and I was seeing her and we were seeing what was going on. And I was in tears the whole night. And every time we've been around each other ever since then, we peep everything. We always laugh. I will not share everything that we peep, but even amongst the group chat, like the things that we talk about in there, just like Isaiah said, like Imani will check anybody and tell the truth about, like, let me just gather you real quick. And I can appreciate that because we've had to have some personal moments too where she had to check me on some things in my relationships outside of like business or friendship, just in the love area. She's always like, look, Mel, reel it in, sis. You're a little aggressive. You need to tone that down and get yourself together. So
keep telling somebody else to be less aggressive and tone it down.
Listen, but it takes a strong woman to be able to talk to another strong woman. So I always appreciate that about our friendship, and I just always appreciate too that even when I was not confident enough to feel like I was ready to start my business, like Imani was right there in my ear, like saying like, why you keep telling me about it? Like, when you gonna do it? Like, I just don't get it. So we had a lot of moments where that was happening. I just always am so appreciative of you for that. And, I just am happy to see another birthday with you and another year of friendship. So happy birthday, girlfriend.
And that just reminded me, the last time I was like out before like COVID was your birthday party. And we talk about that often, me and Alex, because it was a recipe for disaster. Amount of alcohol that was there.
And the amount of people, like,
oh my God.
I was mad that I missed it.
Yeah, but you were
there. It was really fun. I was there at brunch, but I heard the night party was really good too.
Yeah, that's what somebody else was just talking about it. But COVID, I'm gonna definitely do something to celebrate my graduation and my birthday. Again, with a lot of liquor. And some food and just all the other things that we like.
Bring the dip.
Oh, you already
Isaiah,
know.
you gotta look out what you
already know.
Y'all are sending me.
But wait. I forgot one part. I have to give you your accolades as well. You know the one thing I love about you the most is that you're so black and you're so unapologetically black, like a black woman, and also a chameleon at that. Like you can blend and hang with the best of them in any arena, anything. You you are just like revolutionary. I loved it. I loved
Oh,
it.
thank you. Well, with a black ass name
Happy
like
birthday.
Imani, you ain't got to. That's why I be telling people like if y'all could meet my grandparents, um, it would my blackness would make a lot of more sense. But fun fact about me, I like doing genealogy research and just find out where you're from as far as black people is really important. So I found out that my great grandfather on my father's side actually fought in the Civil War as a Union soldier, though he was from Georgia. And he did have voter rights for a little bit because black people did have voter rights during Reconstruction, and then they were stripped. And that was around the time that he actually picked up the last name Jackson, and ditched the name Branch from his previous slave owner. So once I found that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Well, I be telling people like, no, free yourself. Free yourself. But yes, I just implore all y'all to do some genealogy research to see what you can do. To put some of your pieces together in the puzzle, a lot of things will start to make sense for you. So yeah, that's why. I mean,
Happy birthday, sis. I love you.
thanks.
Imani, you are very strong, man. Like I said, like you said, I only know you for, well, we went to school for 1 year, but that 1 year was like, in McDevitt, you can spot out all the, you know, the black people for sure. Like that school, man. Like I'm glad that I did 1 year there, but you know, I don't have like too many like funny memories like everybody else. I wish I do because y'all making me feel like a loner. But it was like the best thing with us was that we always kept in contact, even though we didn't go to school together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like it'd be times where, you will pull up, and we would talk about like literally everything. You know what I'm saying? I felt like you was always like like a big sis to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an only child, so it's like I always gravitated towards that. My mom, she's a super strong woman. And like I think someone mentioned they have like all their friends that like have strong personalities. Like for me, it's like I gravitate toward that as well. And you was like always super intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Like you always stood on what you meant and what you mean. Like what you say is like what you meant. Like, you know what I mean? And that was like one of the most things that I appreciate about you. But the most fondest memory was I think when I came home, I think it was like 2017, 2018. And we had actually did like our first look, like your first podcast. And I was like, damn, like I never been interviewed like that before, so it's kind of like out of my element. But you made me feel super comfortable, and like that was just like a dope experience. And I was like, just to see you in your own element and your profession, I just really was like, damn, like she really is doing her thing, and like that was like one of my best moments for you. I mean, we of course we had like other moments where like I said, you'll pull up, we'll talk about a lot of things, but to see you in your element, that was super beautiful, man, for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you definitely a lot of our moments before we got of age was you coming back and forth from school at Broad and Omni and me being in the studio, the photography studio, and seeing you and us busting it up real quick. And then once you get older, you just connect. And if you know me, you know I like doing other things. So imagine just what's not being said is what was going on.
Exactly.
With all of the memories from all of the people. You don't get to this point and it went right over your head, then just let it keep going.
No, I appreciate you, Imani, for sure, man.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Was Michelle the only one that didn't go?
Yes, last but not least.
Ever.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean,
I stole you, but we kind of stole each other.
We did steal each other, and I love that for us. I really do. This is the epitome of we shot our shot to each other. Like we shot our friendship shot. So this is definitely a word to anybody else. Like just pull up. Like if you see somebody that you want to connect with, like just pull up. It'll be dope. But yeah, like I can't think of like the funniest moments between us because it'd be a mixture of feeling empowered and feeling joked out, which is on brand with everybody else's. But I do remember this was just like mid quarantine. I was going on a self-care walk and we was talking, strategizing or whatever. And literally I had to put my phone on mute and like run midway down the block because you literally dragged the heck out of me. It was one of those moments that somebody had mentioned earlier. It was just like, yeah, so when you gonna do something about it? Like, it's like the third time we talked about it. We ain't gonna do something about it. Like, definitely sounds like something you should be doing at the end of the week. It did as checked in with me. I was running around the block like, wow, wow, wow. I felt like you could see me. I appreciate just the energy. Like, I never forget you told me, I see you share everybody else's business stuff, but I haven't seen you promote your therapy fund at all. And I was just like, oh, and it's like, why do you think that you're going to post my stuff every week, but you don't think you need to push your therapy fund stuff every week? And I was just like, dang, like, I really felt that. Like, that was like, it didn't even click to me at all. And I was like, this is why we pay you the big bucks, because your mind works that way. So, you know, I just really appreciate you for connecting, for being open, for being vulnerable, for being empowering, for being inspiring. You easily came in and has been like a solid friend to me. And I aim to be a solid friend back to you. So happy birthday. I love you.
This is just too beautiful.
You the GOAT, Monty.
It
You the GOAT for real.
it is. And the past couple of years, I have had to recategorize some friends in my life, some people that I still love, that still mean a lot to me, but recategorizing people that you thought would be there at all phases can be uncomfortable, and it can be murky sometimes, and it can be lonely, and you sometimes have to think, though all of us are imperfect, some situations make you feel like it's you, and not maybe a joint effort of why friendships and relationships get to the point that they are. So it's just nice hearing some nice things that sometimes go against what people try to say. Hayden. Okay, I'm gonna get off that because I still ain't worked through all of that shit yet. So, so the last thing, thank you all for your kind and beautiful words. The last thing that I want to do is I want you to say your word for the year. If you've been following me long enough, my words for this year are faith and consistency. Last year, it was focus and discipline. So I would like everybody to share their word for the year, where people can follow you at on Instagram, your websites, any promotions, just plug yourself. So we'll start with Melanie and then go to Michelle, Zay. That's funny because both of y'all, Ivan and Isaiah, both y'all's nicknames are Zay. Niche and then Ray. So go ahead, Mel.
My word for 2021 is actually gratitude. And you guys can follow me. My business page is at the Glam Stash, TheGlamStash. And you can follow me on my personal page at The Love Girl. It's 5 L's at the end on girl. I don't want to mess that up and try to do it. And then if you want to shop my website, you could go to www.theglamstash.com.
Yes, Michelle.
Okay. So my word for 2021 is action. Last year it was abundance. This year is action. And I guess you can follow me at the Queer Black Therapist. And my business page is Therapy to a T Co. And my website is therapytoat.com. Yeah. Or you can also find me on Therapy for Black Girls.
Yes. Are you currently taking any new clients?
I am currently taking new clients and I'm hiring. So if you're licensed in the District of Columbia, hit me up.
You know, I love getting my people therapy. And my friend, I love making.
Yes, I still need it.
Don't worry. We're going to have a recap of us after I stop hitting record. So go ahead, Isaiah.
So my word for this year is execute. I believe my word for last year was reciprocation. But you can follow my personal page. It's Zay Kleck, ZAY C as in C as in cat K underscore. And my business page for the best dip you're ever gonna have is dip up underscore official. DIPUP underscore official. I'm
That's
telling
so
y'all, it's
Philly.
correct. Like
That's so
it's correct.
Philly. When I saw that, I was like,
Ain't it? That's
that's
where it
genius.
came from.
That's
It's the
genius.
culture. We gotta curate it.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Ivan.
Okay. My word for the year is happiness. Everything will begins ends with happiness. You can follow me on all social media at IMKBRAD, imkbrad.com. You can find out about more of my creative projects, which includes airstyle.net, EARSTYLE.net. Hit me up.
Niche.
Hi everyone again. So after I share my spill, I do have to leave. I have a therapy session at 5 virtually. But yes, if you guys can follow me on social media, my personal page is live love underscore lucky. My business page for all of the hottest accessories, men's sunglasses is about to be popping this year, and I know they're going to sell out fast, y'all. So I'm just letting y'all know. And my luggage line is going to be releasing soon in March. My page name is Lucky Box underscore accessories. You can head to my website at www.shopluckybox.com. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Ray.
Man, y'all want some shit, man. I like that. That got websites. Listen, man, LLCs, okay. But no, my word is accountability. Like I feel like we all have to be accountable for our actions, and I'm definitely gonna focus on that. And y'all can follow me on my Instagram page. I'm actually Monty. I'm definitely gonna tap in because I need your help for sure to build my website to get more. I went to school for marketing, but I really don't even use it. Like I'm just so focused on other things. But Monty, I'm gonna tap in for sure. So you can help me, guide me, and y'all can just follow me on Instagram at RAYM as in man HILL. And that will y'all can DM me if y'all got any questions about wholesale. If y'all need fabric, if y'all need like anything. Downtown LA is like wholesale world. So like I said, just tap in with me. I definitely got y'all for sure.
Yes. This was better than I expected it to be. On God. So I really don't have too much else to say. We didn't all kind of left everything on the internet, on Al Gore's internet. So just or Beyonce's internet, however you feeling today. I usually go for Al Gore. But just thank you, like I said once again, for all of my listeners, all my fans, all my friends, all my family, all my haters, because y'all definitely a part of the plan in the movement too. Listen, they want attention, so you gotta give them a little shout out. You helped me get over the hump. You learn lessons in the valley. You don't learn on the mountaintop there. Don't make me go to church. It is Sunday.
Can we go to church?
It is Sunday. It is Sunday.
I missed church this morning, so I got my word via the podcast. So amen. God is working through you.
Yes, the spirit
Hallelujah.
definitely moved
Listen,
amongst us.
Yes, it did. I just like I said, I'm just letting God use me. Usually in past episodes, I give Philadelphia Black History facts, but y'all looking at them. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is all. So we have given y'all an abundance of information, insight. We have all been vulnerable, honest, and authentic. Now it's up to you to move with it. You have plenty of resources. We all post regularly. And the personality that you saw right here is the personality that we do all give on Instagram. Like I said, if you are looking to work with any of these people, and you feel like I don't do BS and I don't do mess, I vouch literally personally for everybody that dropped their line on here, that they do things ethically, in decency and in order, because y'all know I'm a trustee, so everything got to be done in decency and in order. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, go to www.imaniinspires.com for all of the great things that I'm doing. Go buy a journal if you haven't. Go book a discovery call if you need help. Go buy a Pivot to Profit session accelerator. Be on the lookout for the group coaching and all of that stuff. And support my friends because I said so.